So I'm gonna, as our lunch settles, I'll talk a bit about copper, confidence, the country. My name is Mwelu Amanda, not Mwalwa, from
I try,
Zambia,
eh? I try.
and I'm the country manager, Zambia, for Prospect Resources. Um, so Prospect Resources is an Africa-focused developer of electrification and battery minerals. We have our primary listing on the ASX, currently trading at around 14 cents, market cap just under $100 billion. We're an African team, predominantly Zimbabwean and Zambian, um, and we do have a proven track record and expertise of exploring and developing tier one assets in the region. So we believe Prospect is one of the juniors that is leading the way in Zambia, operating in a tier one region in a copper province, the northwestern province of Zambia. It's the new copper belt. It's got outstanding regional geology, copper endowment, scale potential, and that's been demonstrated by some of the neighboring analogs, FQM Sentinel, FQM's Kansanshi, and Barrick's Lumwana. Um, we have been in Zambia for about a year. We're established, proven. We're operating in an attractive jurisdiction. Zambia is Africa's seventh largest copper producer as at 2024, and it's the fourth ranked in investor friendliness in Africa. So let me talk a bit about Prospect, our journey so far, and where we find ourselves today. So a few years ago, we discovered and developed the Arcadia lithium mine in Zimbabwe, which was sold to Huayou Cobalt in 2022 for 422 million US dollars on a 100% basis. This was after we had received about 13 million in investment from risk investors. So at the time, this was the largest private sector sale in Zimbabwean history, with Arcadia becoming one of the largest lithium mines, lithium producing mines in Africa. The majority of the proceeds were of the sale were dividended to shareholders. We did keep some and retain a small portion in the company, with the idea of running it back, doing it again. So importantly for us, we also kept the team, and eventually augmented the team following our entry into Zambia. So following the sale of Arcadia, we spent about a year really doing extensive BD. Our focus reverted to copper in 2023, and we made the pivot into Zambia with the acquisition of the Mumbeji copper project. This is a northwestern province. We identified it, we acquired it, and when we did acquire it from the previous owners, we estimated from the work that they had done, we estimated about 40 million tons of a resource. Between July and December of last year, we drilled just under 10,000 meters, which led to an announced maiden resource earlier this year of 107 million metric tons at 0.5% copper, which is the average grade in that region. So we just below tripled what we bought. We also we now have an identified exploration target of about 420 million tons as a base target, averaging the same 0.5% copper. Look, we believe we've got a very good asset, and I'll discuss a bit more on that later. So, with regards Zambia and where we're placed, if you look at the map, we are right in the middle of a very interesting neighborhood. So we're surrounded by, to the west of us, probably about 28 kilometers to the west of us, is FQM Sentinel. They produce about just over 200,000 tons of copper per annum at about 0.49%. And to the east of us, probably about 30 kilometers to the east of us, is Lumwana, owned by Barrick. And they do about 118,000 tons of copper production per annum. In the region as well, in Solwezi, FQM have got another asset called Kansanshi, which I'm sure we're all aware of, 135,000 tons per annum at 0.63%. So we're in a well-established region, transport, power, water infrastructure, mine force, and some downstream copper and refining facilities. So with regards, speaking about FQM, Recently, Prospect completed an agreement to align FQM as our strategic investor at group level. So, coupled with additional investment from Eagle Eye Asset Holdings, based in Singapore, we now have FQM on our share registry. So, on FQM, they own 15% of Prospect as a cornerstone investor. Their record speaks for itself. They've been in Zambia 25 years operating, 3 producing assets, extensive knowledge of the space, and essentially our big brothers. Eagle Eye Asset Holdings, they've been a long-standing supportive shareholder. So following that transaction, we are now fully funded to accelerate future exploration and development in Mumbeji. Zambia. So speaking about Zambia, we, as a country, launched an ambitious national strategy targeting 3 million metric tons per annum. I think what I'll do on this slide is, if you just look at the graph on the right, it kind of explains. It's what I use to explain how the government and us, the players in the space, are looking to achieve this target. So if you look at the bottom of the funnel, the existing production is about 820,000 tons per annum. The expansion projects, so that's like the S3 project at Kansanshi, the super pit at Lumwana, that should account for about 485,000. The troubleshooting of existing assets, you've got assets like Mopani, Konkola, I'll add Lubambe to that. That sits at about 420,000 if everything was equal and operating at optimum. And then new finds, that's where we find ourselves. So Anglo with Arc Minerals, the likes of Cobalt, they sit within that new finds, and it's a big gap to fill. That's about 1.5 million tons. So our target is 3 million by 2031. Yeah, good luck to us. Mumbeji, I won't spend too much time on this asset, but really just as a summary, we have 2 large-scale mining licenses, as shown in the map. As mentioned, we've got a resource estimate of 107 million tons. We have started phase 2 exploration. We're looking to do 18,500 meters this year. So we're 2 weeks into that project. It's a nice map for the geologists. So I will run through this quite quickly as well.
Are you a geologist?
I'm not. I'm a finance guy.
Thank God.
So
you and I can talk.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, Bernard will answer them later. So Nyungu Central is where our focus has been. We will follow it. Like I said, 18,500 meters is the target. We will be doing some chargeable IP anomalies throughout the region. We'll be reinterpreting some historical Anglo data. And I think one of the other activities that we will focus on is areas outside of the Nyungu corridor as well. So we're looking to explore the entirety of the license. Just quickly on copper. Yeah, as we know, there's a rising demand in copper, tightening supply. We feel that major mines are aging. Very few tier 1 copper assets are in the pipeline, even less are being discovered. We also feel that many mines are getting deeper, quickly being exploited and getting expensive to exploit. There is a price incentive. We have maintained the 10,000 per ton sustained. And as I think has been mentioned a few times in the conference so far, copper is seen as an essential transition metal. So I think maybe just a interesting demographic shift is that in 1950, 2/3 of the population, which was 2.5 billion at the time, was rural. And where we'll be in 250 is that 2/3 will be urban, and it will be a 10 billion population. So I think with regards the growth, the need for energy, the shift to transition metals, we feel that our project is well timed and positioned to take full advantage. So what next for Mumbeji? I think some of the key things to highlight there is that in Q1, we had a very busy Q1. So we secured our mining licenses. We released a maiden resource estimate, exploration targets. We've started our phase 2 drilling. We're hoping to update our MRE by the end of the year and complete our initial scoping study. Metallurgical work continues as well.